Hey, YouTube Monkey here. Okay, so in this video I want to cover how percentages actually work. So some people think that they have all their research gear on and everything, that if they got that title, the scholar title from the Overlord, that's 10%, that it would take their research time and it would take another 10% off of that. Well, see, that's not how it works. The way that you're thinking, or the way that those people think, is the original, that's 100 days, and they have a 300% research speed boost. 300% gives you a quarter of the time instead of the original, which was 100. A quarter of the time would be 25 days. So they're thinking if they got another 10% that title, they would take another 2.5 days off, because 10% of 25 days would be 2.5. So they'd only have 22 and a half days. But that's not how it works. What happens is that 300% that you have, you get that extra 10%, that becomes 310% off your total. So instead of it being 25 days and then another 2.5 off, it becomes 310% of the original, which becomes barely less than 25 days. It becomes 24 and a half days or so. I'll show the numbers here throughout the video. I've got a nice spreadsheet showing them, and I will explain the spreadsheet. But I just wanted to show real quick. I'm taking the research gear off, and I have the combat talents on, so I don't have the research boost here. And we're at 95. Why am I at 95? Oh, because that right there, that had research on it. Well, that had research on it. There we go. Okay, so 87.5%. We're going to take one of the longer ones that I have available right now. We're going to go on Army Leadership, Offense 2, 38 days original, with 87.5%. We're at 20 days, 6 hours. Well, if we switch over and just put on the research gear, it puts us at 194.25%, which takes us to 12 days and 22 hours. Next up, we will put on the non-combat talents, which gives us our research boost in there. So there's 40% there, 65% there, and it puts us at 299.25%, which takes the level down to 9 days, 12 and a half hours. If at that point I popped a research speed boost, I could do 10% or 20%. It would stack just a little bit more. But the thing to remember is that it's not going to take 10% of that 9 days that's remaining. It's not going to take 0.9 days off in addition to what's already been taken. Okay, so showed you the 299.25%. Puts it at 9 days, 12 hours, 35 minutes, 59 seconds. Following that, we can make this graph, or this little chart, and I'll show you the only part that you need to remember. So the original time, 38 days, 41 minutes, it breaks down to hours, to minutes, to seconds. So we'll play with the seconds. 3.285 million seconds. If we know that the 299.25% research speed gives us 822,000 seconds, we can figure out the math here, divide original seconds by our reduction to figure out the math, which gives us a 3.99. Multiply that by 100 to turn it into a percentage, gives us 399.25%. To reverse engineer that, 1 divided by our percentage multiplied by the original amount of seconds gives us what it's supposed to be. So we'll do that. We'll take 1 divided by 409.25%, You divide that number by 100 to take it out of percentage. So 1 divided by 4.0925 equals 0.244349. That's rounded. Then you multiply that by the original seconds, and it gives us the 802,847. We can turn that back into days, and the seconds, minutes, or the minutes, hours, and days are approximated right there. So it's going to be very close to this ballpark, but you see that extra 10% saves you 5 hours. So if you're going to wait 36 hours to try and get a title, probably not worth it. If you are going to use a research boost, again, it's really going to depend on how big that first research is. So maybe do the math, get a ballpark of how much it's actually going to save you. This is 100 days. Instead of it being 5 hours it saves you, that'll save you 24 hours. That's 1 day. Let's see how close we are. 9 days, 7 hours, 24 minutes. Nine days, 7 hours. Okay, so I was off by 24 minutes. I was trying to be conservative. But 9 days, 7 hours. 10% extra on top of our $2.99 saves us 5 hours, 5.5 hours. We can figure it out real quick for how much 100 days will save us. So we'll take 1 divided by we will just put 300%, okay? So 1 divided by 3 equals. Break out the calculator here. 1 divided by 3 equals 0.33333. That says $3.99 instead of $2.99. That's supposed to be, say, 2.99. Anyways, so at a 300%, so 1 divided by 3 is 0.333. If we take 100 days and turn it into, I'm sorry, wrong button. 100 days, turn it into hours, turn it into minutes, turn it into seconds. That's how many seconds for 100 days. So 8.64 million. $8.64 million. Okay? Times 0.3333 equals 2,879,712. 2,879. I missed that. 879,712. So then we'll turn that back into minutes. Turn that back into, oops, you divide it, you do not multiply it. So 2,879,712 divided by 60 minutes, divided by 60 hours, divided by 24 days, so 33.33. 33 days, and 1/3 of a day is 8 hours. So 300% research speed. At original 100 days equals 33 days, 8 hours. We can go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll take 320. Let's say you do a 20% research speed, okay? So 320%. 1 divided by 3.2 equals 1 divided by 3.2 equals 0.3125. Okay, 0.3125, because we need our original seconds. Which is 8.64 million. So 3.3125 times 864,0000 equals 2.7 million. We'll turn that back into days. So divided by 60 for the minutes, divided by 60 for the hours, divided by 24 for the days. 31.25. So 31 days, and 0.25 of a day is 6 hours. So that extra 20% saves you 2 days and 2 hours. So if you got a scholar title and you use that boost, that would be 30%. You'd save an extra day or so in there. But that's basically how the research works. The last part that I want to cover is the assists. So you get 30 assists, right? Each one equals 1% of time remaining. This does not equal 30% of the total time. So we'll take that 100 days, okay? Which is 8,640. Okay, so 1%. Take that number, times it by 0.01. That's how many seconds it's going to take. So multiply that, or divide that by 60. Divide that by 60. Divide that by 24 equals 1 day. So the first assist is 1 day off. Well, that just took off 86,400. So 864,0000 minus 86,400 takes off 1 day, puts us there. Now the next one's going to take off 1% of this total. So times that 0.01, 85,536. So we will turn that back into days. So it takes off 0.99 days, which is actually 23 hours and 46 minutes. So just to keep track of it, assist, 23 hours, 46 minutes. And you see it keeps breaking down like this. So eventually you get 15 of them, which you can round, say that's 15 days. But when you're 15 assists in, that puts you at 85 days. So 85 times 24 times 60 times 60 puts you at 7,344. Multiply that by 0.01 for the 16th assist. Turn that back into a number we can comprehend. That's 20.4 hours. So 20 hours and 26 minutes or so. 25 minutes. It's not a full day, so you can't round it to the full day at that point. But, 5 of them is 100 hours still, which is, as you can count, about 4.5 days. 4.25 days. So 5 becomes 4. You get 15, 19, 23. So you get 26 days off. After 30 assists equals 24. It was 24, right? 19, 23, 20. Oh yeah, 26. So 74. That's how the 1% remaining works. So it's not 34%, it's actually 26%, because it takes away from what's remaining each time, so it kind of nickels and dimes you as you get lower and lower. If you have any questions about the math of anything, feel free to leave a message, leave a comment, question me. I'm happy to help. I hope you enjoyed this short video. Until next time.